hear me out why you need to leave your job now, why you need to go all in to get back your freedom. So this is what I'm doing right now. I told you I'm gonna leave Germany. I'm gonna leave Europe for Southeast Asia. I quit my job some time ago, but I have been trying to get financial independency and to get out of this whole mess that is called Europe right now. Most Western countries are like this. You can still live in Europe, and there's great areas to live. There's really gorgeous nature and great stuff. But something is inherently wrong with 95% of people living in Europe right now, or in America, in Western countries mostly, or in Western developed countries in Asia. The problem is, as soon as you get out of school, as you become an adult, it's all about capitalism. It's all about being profitable, working. They will destroy anything in a child that makes life worth living. Do you remember the time when you were a child? You didn't worry about anything. You were just out playing with your friends. You were running around, fighting with sticks, just doing a lot of games, playing games with your friends, or even playing video games, but you just didn't really worry. Then school started. Maybe you liked some subjects in school, but I bet there were subjects you hated. You still had to do it. And the thought that you have to do stuff that you don't like because this is the only way in life, this inherently wrong idea was planted into you from early on. I would say from 6, 7, 8 years on, for some people even earlier. And now look at children when you see them playing, 5, 6, 7 years old. They don't think about tomorrow. They are happy how they are. And this is natural. This is what is in all of us. And how can you escape this in this modern slavery? It doesn't really matter if you just work in a grocery store and make maybe a minimum wage or something, or if you're a highly skilled engineer or team leader making 3-4 times of that, you're still a slave. You're just a slave, a better slave. There's different stages of slaves, but still you're a slave. As soon as you need to get up in the morning and drive somewhere because otherwise you're worried about losing your job or about not making money, you're still a slave. And in this world, we all have to do something. You have to put in some energy into something. But the moment I started working for myself, working towards my own goals, this moment, it didn't really feel like work. It's still some kind of work. But the more time and effort you will put into it, the better you will become. The easier your life will get. And it's kind of like this. We are in slavery compared to most of our history. Now, there have been downsides. Yes, there have been dangers in nature. There have been a lot of other things. But for the most part of our history, we were able to do whatever we want. And it's not true. We all died at 30, 35 years old and we all became sick. It's just not true. There's no evidence whatsoever. But because we all think we just permanently have to consume and only consume, you will stay a slave. This system today also has a solution for this. And it's like indirectly planted. The solution is just teach something online. Do invest in something, in a house, in an apartment that you rent out. Just live below your means. Don't over-consume. Don't give a fuck about a new phone, a new TV, a new hype, designer clothes or anything. Just live below your means. And as soon as you do something online, leave your country and live below your means. If you live in a Western country, you could go to Asia, South America, or some country that is safe, and you can live on 30 or 40% or lower of what you were spending in America or in Europe. Because as soon as you leave the circle of people just consuming all the time, you're gonna consume less. You can work out, lay in the sun, eat natural food, stay away from the garbage, and live the best life ever. But don't talk about this with your friends, or maybe only with your closest friends, because most people will do anything to keep you away from reaching your goals. And your goal always should be the freedom. It shouldn't be the money. Now, you need money to get the freedom in some kind of way, but you need way less than you think. Because if you are happy, if you are eating good, and if you can literally spend a big part of your day or your week doing whatever you want, you feel like you don't need to consume anything. So hear me out. There's ways of making money in the stock market, trading, investing in some kind of house, teaching a skill online. There's tons of ways. So this is kind of your solution, but don't get distracted. Focus on one thing. Now, I will teach you how to trade stocks, but this is only one thing. I would never say this is the only way of doing it. This is one thing, and I focused on it for years before I became good. And now I'm going to go to Asia, live below my means, and I have some other ideas, but it's not rocket science. You just need to get out of that toxic cycle, of that toxic circle of people. They don't want you to see spending your whole day doing whatever you want. Even if you have less money than them, they're gonna be jealous because they also want the free time, but they're gonna cope with, oh, I have a nice job, I make good money, I don't need it. But as soon as you post one picture, just laying around at the beach or going for a swim, going for a run, just living in a beautiful environment, and this could even be in Europe, in some areas, in a lot of areas actually. I'm just saying, get to an area where you can live below your means. And there is ways in Europe to do it. As soon as they're gonna see you posting one picture or one video about it, they don't care, even if you make only 30% of the money they have. As soon as you have the freedom, they're gonna be jealous. They're gonna try to put you down. They're gonna write stupid shit or text you like, oh, you're always on vacation. They don't even understand you're not on vacation. You're just living below your means. You decided to consume less, but now you're a target for them. So follow me for more if you're interested in what I'm saying and if you're interested in the journey, and I'm gonna give you a lot of ideas of what you can do. Thanks for watching.